So how much home do I qualify for? Hey, that's actually a pretty popular question. Everybody wants to know, how much do I qualify for? Well, it's actually very specific to each person or each applicant. But here's the basics. We're going to look at how much money you make, what's your income, right? We're going to look at how much money you have available to purchase a home, and we're going to look at your credit history. Those are the bulk main three things. Everything else we need is going to spin off of those things. So let's talk about income first. All right. So lenders want to see that you're not going to be indebted, ideally that you're not going to be indebted more than 43% of your gross credited income. All right. So a lot of goes into that, right? Really important. Your base income is your base income, right? Your underlying amount. We're also going to look at bonuses, overtime, other additional types of pay or complementary pay. For the most, those additional incomes will need to have a 2-year history, 2-year consecutive history. Now, in some cases, we're able to get away with just 12 months of overtime or bonus pay, but it's not very likely. Well, one of the things people do a lot of times is they run out to get a second job, right? Like a part-time job, so they can show that they make more money in order to qualify for a home. Well, that doesn't work, and here's why. If you have a second job, we have to show that you've had 2 jobs at the same time for 2 years. So running out to get a part-time job or driving Uber to make more money to qualify for a home doesn't work. So be on the lookout for that. All right, let's talk about credit, right? Yes, credit indicates how well you pay your bills. So if your credit's not that strong, it will hinder the capacity of the amount of money that your lender is willing to lend you. And also, it'll hinder the cost that you will have to pay in order to borrow that money, okay? So some quick tips regarding credit. Make sure that if you're thinking of buying a home or you want to buy a home, you're not opening up new accounts. You're not applying for any new accounts. That you're paying everything on time. Hey, here's the greatest tip I've given people in my life. Set all of your credit cards to minimum payments, automatic draft. I used to pay my credit cards late as well. Not because I wanted, but because I would forget. So what I did is I set all of them to $25 or $12, whatever the minimum payment is, and it comes out of my bank account. If I get overdrafted any day, it's gonna be much less painful than having a late payment hit my credit and knocking down my scores by 80 or 100 points. That is a huge, huge tip. Regarding credit and co-signing for people, do not co-sign for anybody. I don't care if it's your kids, and here's why. Co-signing, no matter if it's somebody else's debt that you're carrying on your credit, you're gonna have to qualify for that home with that big old payment. And one of the main reasons people don't qualify for homes is car payments, believe it or not. Hey, well, we're talking about cars. Let me say the following. Don't go buy a car before you go buy a home. And here's why. It's going to be so much easier to qualify for a car loan when you have a house. Hey, they know where to come repo the car, right? Than it is going to be buying a house after you have a big old car payment. Avoid car payments. If you're thinking of buying a home, avoid car payments at all cost. New car payments. And those are the 3 things. Income, your assets. We're going to look at how much money you have available, right? You need money to buy a home. It's funny to me, these promotions that say that you need no money to buy a home. That's selling false hope. You have to have some money to buy a home in today's day and age. So how much money do you need to have? That's a very popular question. All right, so what I normally advise people is if you want to buy a home, try to have anywhere from 3 to 6% of the sales price you're going to be wanting to buy or the price of the home that you want to buy in savings. At the very minimum, try to have 3% before you start looking into the process. Now, you don't need to have the money in your possession. There's ways that you can be introduced. Somebody can gift it to you. There's programs available that will help you cover some of the costs when you purchase a home. if you qualify for those programs, of course, but you gotta have a little bit of money, right? As I like to say, you can't get into the party unless you show that you have enough to buy a ticket in. So I hope these tips help you. And if you want to know exactly how much you qualify for, give us a call. We'd love to be able to help you answer that question.